Welcome back. We're in lesson 119. We're going to talk about metric volume conversions. A cubic meter is a relatively large unit of volume, which equals approximately 264.17 gallons. That's a lot of gallons. A cubic centimeter is a relatively small unit of measure, and it takes about 16.39 cubic centimeters to equal a cubic inch. So you can see that a centimeter is smaller than an inch if it takes this many to make a cubic inch. The metric system has a unit of volume that is about the size of a quart. It's called the liter. And it equals 1,000 cubic centimeters. So 1 liter equals 1,000 cubic centimeters. And a liter equals about 1.06 quarts. So when we see the word liter, we can think big quart. Because 1,000 cubic centimeters makes a liter, we say that a cubic centimeter is equal to 1 milliliter, right? Because 1,000th of a liter, the prefix for thousandths is milli. So 1 milliliter, and liter is always a capital L. Only one unit multiplier is required to convert between cubic centimeters and liters. At least 3 unit multipliers are normally required for other volume conversions. So we're going to convert in the metric system today. That's what we're going to do. Let me clear the page. And I'm going to write these problems on the board for us. So in 119.1, we are to convert 1,451,600 milliliters to liters. So we begin by writing our number that we're starting with. And it's unit of measure over 1. And we use that to multiply times our unit of measure. So 1 liter over 1,000 milliliters, which by the same thing is the same as centimeters cubed. So we cancel milliliters here and milliliters here, and we have liter here. So we're done. That's all we have to do for this. And when we have 1,451,600 divided by 1,000, and our unit of measure is liters, we know when we divide by a number that is beginning with 1 and then has a string of nothing but zeros after it, then all we have to do is move the decimal place. So 1, 2, 3, the number of zeros is the number of decimal places. So the decimal is here. So 1, 2, 3 means that we would put the decimal between the 5, or between the 1 and the 6. So that'd be 1,451.6. That'd give us a comma here. Liters. 1,451.6 liters. And that would be the answer to that. So as we do these problems, be sure to write down your unit of reference. I'm going to see if I can find you a page that you can use that has all of them, but for now, just write these down in your notebook. So next we're going to convert 40 meters cubed to centimeters cubed, and we have our unit of reference here, that 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So we start with 40 and we write meters 3 times, and that is over 1 times, and we put 100 centimeters in the top, over 1 meter, cancels out the first meter, times 100 centimeters in the top, over 1 meter, it cancels the second unit of measure, and 100 centimeters in the top, over 1 meter, that cancels the third meter or unit of measure. And so now we have 40 times 100 times 100 times 100 centimeters. and that's cubed because we have centimeters used 3 times. So we would just write the number of zeros to be 40, and then we have 2, 4, 6 zeros. So 2, 4, 6 zeros. We put in our commas where needed. We have 40 million centimeters cubed. And that would be the answer to number 2. So let's look at 119.3. We're going to convert 1,400 cubic meters to liters. So we'll go from m cubed to cm cubed to liters, right? So let us do that. So first of all, we start with 1,400, and that's going to be meters, meters, meters over 1. So let's go from meters to centimeters. So that is here. That unit of measure is here. So we're going to put 100 centimeters in the top. And we are going to put 1 meter in the bottom. That cancels the first one. Then we're going to do 100 centimeters in the top and meters in the bottom. Cancels the second one. Times 100 centimeters in the top and 1 meter in the bottom. That cancels the last meter. So now we have centimeters cubed, but we want to go to liters. So we know that centimeters cubed, that 1,000 centimeters cubed is 1 liter. So if we have centimeters cubed in the top, we want to put centimeters cubed in the bottom. So we put 1 liter in the top and 1,000 centimeters cubed in the bottom. And so that allows us to cancel 3 centimeters in one fell swoop because of the conversion here. Now we can write our answer as 1,400 times 100 times 100 times 100 all over 1,000, and that's in liters. So what that allows us to do is we can go back and we can cancel the zeros that we need to cancel. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So now our answer is just going to be 1,400 and 1, 2, 3 more zeros. 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 1,400,000 liters. That is our answer. In some ways, the metric system, well, in a lot of ways, the metric system is a lot easier to convert than our English American Standard with feet and inches, and going from area to volume can be confusing. Even volume to volume can be confusing. The thing that I like about the metric system is that division is so much easier. Multiplication is so much easier because you're just moving decimal places or canceling zeros. And so that is a little bit easier mathematically. It's a little bit harder for us to wrap our heads around what that actually looks like because we're not used to using those units of measure in our daily life. So on paper, the metric system may be easier for you to calculate, but it might be harder for you to understand exactly how much that is in the physical world. But that's all we have for lesson 119, and I will see you in lesson, hold on. Before I go, I am going to put something on screen that you can use as a reference for the metric system. All right, so here is your metric conversion chart. Length, capacity, weight, mass. So the way to remember it is King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. So king, the K in king stands for kilo, and then which is the largest unit used in the metric system. Henry is for hecto, and then deca is, or died is deca. By is your base unit. Meter, liter, gram. Meter is length. Liter is going to be capacity or volume. And gram is going to be weight. Okay, so length or distance is meter, and liter is capacity, and gram is your weight or your mass. Drinking is deci or deci. Chocolate is centi, and milk is milli. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. It goes from the largest unit to the smallest unit. And each one of these is a 10, is an upgrade by 10. So a centimeter, a decimeter is divided by 10. This base unit divided by 10. A centimeter is going to be this base unit divided by 10 divided by 10. And we know that divided by 10 divided by 10 is the same thing as divided by 100, right? So let me just rewrite this. So you just add a 0 to it basically. So this is going to be divided by 100. And a milliliter, it's divided by 10, divided by 10, divided by 10. 3 zeros, so it's divided by 1,000. Now, the opposite direction, it gets bigger. So the base unit is going to be multiplied by 10. So this would be by 10 here. This would be by 100 here. And this would be by 1,000 here because we add a 0 each time. So a kilometer on this side, a kilometer is the same thing as 1,000 meters. That is the base. So 1,000 times the base is how much it is. A hectometer or hectometer, hectometer, is going to be 100 meters. A decameter is going to be 10 meters. You see how that works? So a kiloliter is going to be 1,000 liters. A hectoliter is going to be 100 liters. A decaliter is going to be 10 liters. A kilogram is 1,000 grams. A hectogram is 100 grams. And a decagram is 10 grams. See how that works? So this is going to be 10 liters. This is going to be 10 grams and 10 meters. This would be 100 meters, 100 liters, and 100 grams. This is going to be 1,000 meters, 1,000 liters, and 1,000 grams. That's what the kilo is. Now, when we go the other way, we just move the decimal point. It gets a little bit smaller. So a decimeter would be 0.1 of a meter, right? It'd be 0.1. A deciliter would be 0.1 of a liter, and a decigram would be 0.1 of a gram. A centimeter is 0.01 of a meter. That is why it takes 100 centimeters to equal 1 meter. All right, 0.01 of a liter is a centiliter, and 0.01 of a gram is a centigram. A milliliter, you just add one more decimal place. 0.001 of a meter is a milliliter. So what that means is 1 milliliter or millimeter, 1 meter is equal to 1,000 millimeters. And because we know this, we know that 1 meter is also equal to 100 centimeters. And 1 meter is also equal to 10 decimeters. So you see how that works. It's just a shift of the zeros each time it gets closer to the base. It gets smaller as it goes away, and as it gets closer, the decimal point shifts back. So 0.001 of a liter is a milliliter. 0.001 of a gram is a milligram. All right, so you take the base and you apply this math to it, and that's what each one of these equals. So that is your metric conversion chart. I would write all of that down so that you have that unit of measure reference going forward, because we will do some stuff in the metric system, a little bit more stuff in the metric system because we only have a few more lessons left. But you will be using it in Algebra 1 and you will be using it in Algebra 2. All right. And that is all I have for you in Lesson 119. I will see you in Lesson 120.